Okay, I hit record.
Yep.
Welcome everyone to the first episode of the Ramehs radio podcast. We're pretty much just going to talk about everything from gaming to pop culture to music and everything in between. Here today we have the wonderful co-host UndeadEnigma. Can I just call you Undead, or what do you prefer?
You can just call me Enigma. That's fine with me. Okay. My bad for interjecting there. What I was about to say was, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Enigma, and I'm back here with Ramehs on a podcast together, and I'm super excited to get this started. I'm really looking forward to the things that we have lined up today, and I'm really looking forward to making this into an ongoing series for our listeners.
Yeah, this I've had an idea for doing this for a while. I've wanted to do this for a while, but honestly, I remember one day I was just at work and something was just like telling me, "Hey, just start a podcast. Just do it. I feel like I can do it." So yeah, we just got it together, got some notes for the past little while of major events that's happened. So we're just gonna hop right into it. We're gonna start with gaming, and the first thing that we have on the show notes is the PS5. We're pretty much gonna be talking about the PS5, and we're gonna give our outlook on the console for the first 5 months in, and how we feel about it, and just what we see for gaming in general with the current landscape we have with the world and production and all sorts of different things that are going on. So we both have the PS5. I got a PS5. I had one for launch day. I did an unboxing. I put it on my channel. We did a Twitch stream. I know you have a PS5 too, Enigma. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, so I actually do also have the PS5, like you mentioned. I didn't get it on launch day, unfortunately. I got it a week later. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that week felt like a very long time. But now that I have the PlayStation 5 and I've had it for almost 5 months, so maybe a week short, it feels like I could have gone the 5 months without having it. Not to say that I don't like the PlayStation 5. I actually love the console a lot. I really like the new SSD and how fast it loads my PlayStation 5 games. The problem is that there aren't a lot of PlayStation 5 games that I'm interested in. When it comes to the console itself, there are a few limiting factors, such as the storage capacity that you get when you buy the console. It only comes with 825 gigabytes of memory space, and a lot of that is taken up by system hardware, so you really only get 650 to work with. I have the disc version of the console. I think you have the digital, right?
Yeah, I have digital.
But on both versions of the console, regardless of if you have the disc or not, you have to install the games. And the problem with that is, unlike with the PS4, where you could just plug in an external hard drive and store all your games on there, you can't store PlayStation 5 games on an external hard drive. And that's the thing that I found as an issue, because these games are big.
They are huge, yeah. Honestly, hold on, let me turn on the audio. I feel like there's some feedback. But yeah, honestly, the games are really huge. It was very surprising that I was looking, the games are like 80, 90 gigabytes. I mean, we already knew that Warzone was, man, Warzone could take up a whole hard drive on its own.
Oh, Warzone's huge. And now it spans 2 games.
Oh my goodness. Man, one good thing about the PS5 though is the download times are really, really fast. Really surprised. I have really good internet, and I mean, I downloaded 2K21 on stream within like 10 minutes.
Oh, I absolutely don't want to downplay the PlayStation 5's strengths. The PlayStation 5 is a huge step up and a huge improvement from the PlayStation 4. When I say that I feel I didn't really need one, what I mean is I feel like the fear of missing out is what made me buy one, not so much what I wanted to play. Because I've only actually got 2 PlayStation 5 games, like PlayStation 5 next gen built games rather. Spider-Man Miles Morales, which I've already finished and got the platinum on. I'm done with that. and Immortals Phoenix Rising, which I picked up on sale, and I haven't really had time to put time into it, but it's a Breath of the Wild clone, so it's fun, right? But with that being said, like, the PlayStation 5 is a really powerful console for what it's capable of, and it's a really huge step up from the PlayStation 4, especially like you said in download times, because they put a better network card or network chip in the actual console, so it can actually utilize the bandwidth that you have.
I mean, man, honestly, I've heard the stories of the PS4 game download situation. It's insane. People sitting there for hours upon hours upon hours downloading stuff. And I'm not saying that like Xbox downloading situation wasn't kind of slow too, but I mean, it was way better. Like,
it was significantly better.
I have, I think, around 120 down, and I was getting around 30 to 40 megabytes consistently on my Xbox. I don't even know. It did not.
Yeah, I was getting like 5 megabyte download speeds on my PlayStation 4, man. It was disgusting. Sitting there for 45 minutes to an hour trying to download one demo.
Man, honestly, it's weird. I don't understand how they put that out. Well, I mean, then again, it was a different time. When did the PS4 come out? It came out
I want to say like 2013? Yeah. No. 2014 maybe, because it's what, 7 years? 7 years?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so download situation is better, but in terms of like actual games, I mean, I feel you too. I had 2K21, I deleted it.
I ain't even gonna hold you, but what happened?
Bro, man, this could be honestly a whole hour topic on its own, in the way that 2K Games has completely, and when I say completely, I mean completely fumbled the bag on this one. I mean, they had all the hype in the world going into this. All the hype in the world. They showed off that trailer. I remember they showed that trailer with Zion, where he had the sweat dripping down his face and he was going to dunk the ball on the rim, and the rim fell down. Like, amazing. Everyone was going crazy. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, we have to buy this game. Then the news comes out that 2K21 is going to be one of those games that, we didn't even speak about this. The games on PS5 cost an extra $10 more, and if you're in Canada, the games went from what, $79.99 to
$89.99. Yes, sir.
And in America, they went from $59.99 to $69.99. So yeah, they were one of the first games to make this jump to the $69.99 price tag, and honestly, they got some pushback, but you know how the 2K heads are, me included. I was one of them. I'm not buying the next.
Yeah, you guys buy up anyways. They show you the next gen stuff and they say, yo, this game is looking amazing, and you have to play it. You're a 2K fan, you have to try it.
There's honestly, it sucks that EA cannot step up to the plate and do what they need to and make the next gen game that we deserve. I honestly feel like if they made a next gen a next gen basketball game, and they fleshed it out and they gave it the time and care that they give their other games, it would be amazing. It would be better than 2K at least.
They need competition. We need to bring back live.
Yeah,
we need it to be fire.
Man, but yeah, they came out the gate $69.99, higher price tag, but the argument was better graphics, more game modes, we spent more development time. Game drops, release day. Download was pretty good, pretty fast. That was, expected on the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it on, get into Rookieville, because you don't even really start on the park. You start in like this little confined area called Rookieville. And I was playing some games in Rookieville, and the internet is not even better. The connection speeds aren't even better. It's crazy. Get out of Rookieville. Get out of Rookieville, and the park is empty because no one has a PS5 yet.
Oh no.
So So you're running around this huge ass park. You're walking, and the walking speed is like super slow. You need a bike, which costs like tens of thousands of VC, or you need a skateboard, which costs tens of thousands of VC. And it's a mess. It's a mess. And honestly, I've heard that a lot of people have actually gone back to 2K21 on PS4 and Xbox One. So that should be an indication of how good that game is.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are they not crossplay? Like you said that the park was empty. You're not able to play with people that are on PS4, on PS5? That's stupid.
No, because the experience is so amazing. And
it's 2021, fam. You could play Call of Duty cross-platform. This is inexcusable.
That's crazy. Like, honestly, I feel like if Warzone was playable on a toaster, they would let you crossplay it on that toaster.
Oh, they would. Dude, you can play it on a Samsung fridge, crossplay. To answer the question of what we think about where this generation of gaming is going, I think that this generation of gaming is focused on graphical fidelity, game preservation, and the companies themselves are focused on making the most amount of money possible. Now, let me just get into a little bit of what I mean by each of those things before I pass it over, just so that I can give the listeners a proper understanding of how I think these things are going to be impacted in the future of gaming. So when I say graphical fidelity, what I mean to say is that everybody's working towards 4K and true 4K. Most of the games now that we have are getting updates so that they can run at 4K 60 frames per second and still have ray tracing enabled, which is crazy levels of performance for home consoles that you're getting at a steal of a price compared to a gaming PC that you would need to build in order to perform those same operations or to play the game at that same level, that graphical fidelity. So I think that in that sense, companies are really focused on that, and there are also subtle rumors that Nintendo's developing another Switch, a Switch Pro, that has 4K capability when docked. So it proves that there's some interest in that. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, yeah, I heard about that, I think yesterday. There's some rumors that some game development company has the Switch Pro development kit, and they're starting to develop for it, and apparently there's going to be games that
are exclusive to the Switch Pro.
Yeah, they're exclusive to the Switch Pro, so I mean, we'll see.
I heard about that a couple days ago as well, and I'm pretty sure it's probably true because they did that with the 3DS when they made the new 3DS. And people are saying hopefully it's not going to be like big games. The first game they did it with the 3DS was Xenoblade Chronicles, which is crazy.
Ooh.
A game that everybody would have wanted to play. Crazy.
Yeah.
The second thing that I mentioned about improvements in the generation was, the first I said was graphical fidelity. The second was it seemed to have slipped my mind right now.
That's okay. I can go on while you try to regain your thought.
Yeah, I'll think about it a little bit more and come back to it.
But I think the whole focus on this generation of gaming is going to be, one, crossplay. To me, at least, I feel, graphic fidelity, and two, crossplay / what would you even call that? Inter-platform connection?
Yeah.
So kind of crossplay.
Yeah, crossplay.
Like, every game has to be crossplay. Every game is crossplay now. You have Warzone, Fortnite, Apex just went crossplay not too long ago.
It was really Sony that was kind of gatekeeping that, though. They finally opened the floodgates.
Yeah, it's, man, Sony honestly, I feel like they've gotten way too cocky. But that's another topic for
a whole another podcast episode.
But I mean, graphic fidelity is a really big focus. Ray tracing seems to be one of the buzzwords that they're using. Native 4K, because I feel like the push for the graphics, I mean, every system has had a push for more graphical fidelity, but I feel like it's just way more.
They're trying to catch up with PCs now.
Yeah, they're trying to catch up.
They've got PC level like components in the current gen consoles. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're like mini ITXs.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, we've talked a lot about the PlayStation, but the Xbox is really powerful. They just don't have as many games. They don't have any games, to be honest. They don't really have any exclusives yet.
I feel like they just need a chance to like show it. Oh my gosh, I hope they really get just one or two really good games that can show the power, because I've heard we've all heard it's amazing.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's incredibly powerful. It's just unless you're playing cross-platform games and you just want the best console experience, then there isn't really a reason to pick it up. Oh, the other thing, I actually do remember my point. The second point, because it relates to Xbox, was game preservation was the second thing that I said. I think that Xbox especially is doing a really good job at making backwards compatibility a focus and allowing games to be preserved throughout generations, because hardware doesn't last forever. So reacquiring those licenses and such are important. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I feel like one of Xbox's main pushes in the past few years has been being able to not crossplay, being able to play older games and go back in the catalog. And because honestly, I feel like yes, they are trying to preserve the history of gaming, because you can go all the way back to the original Xbox. I mean, I'm playing some of like the original games I remember playing as a kid, like Halo 2, even though I shouldn't have been playing that game, honestly.
Oh, for real? We were not supposed to be playing that, but ooh.
Yeah, I mean, Halo, like that's like one of the first ones that come to mind that I can remember right now. But like honestly, you can go all the way back to Xbox and Xbox 360. You can play the original Gears of War. You can play ODST. You can play.
I think they just re-released some game called like Lost Odyssey or something, some JRPG, and it was like $5. It's an original Xbox game. I may be having the name wrong, but I know they recently released an original Xbox game for $5, and they had to repurchase the license for it.
I gotta go check that out. That
for real, it's super cool that they're preserving things that people care about.
Yeah, I feel like Sony is trying to like kind of catch up to that wave, because I remember like a big sentiment was like, we're moving forward, like we don't really, not really that we don't care about the past, but like we are more focused on the future. But now it seems like they're kind of trying to embrace that preservation of the old games that they have.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that they want to keep some of their old games alive so that people still have memories to go back to, because you can only play on people's nostalgia so long with remakes and remasters.
True. But yeah, I mean, that's a really big focus. Those are the really big focuses that I see, at least. I think you said you see the same things as well. In terms of upcoming games, how do you feel about the outlook of we'll just say the next 2 years, because we don't know what's coming in 2023 and 4. I mean, some of the notable ones that I can remember off the top of my head, Ghostwire Tokyo, I'm pretty excited for that game. They have the new God of War, the new Horizon. How do you feel about the new games that are supposed to be coming out?
So I think that when it comes to the upcoming lineup, the thing that scares me the most is that it looks like a lot of things are going to get delayed, because God of War and Horizon were supposed to come out, end of 2021, and it doesn't. There's no way that they're going to get both of those games fully fleshed out and ready by then. So God of War, I was hearing rumors, is probably going to be the one that gets pushed back. Those are only rumors. I can't substantiate those claims, but that's what I'm hearing. And if they have to push the games back to make them better, then by all means do so. Just please don't fumble the bag with these, because these are like the first AAA titles that you're releasing on your next gen console that are gonna like represent the mascots of your brand. Especially because when it comes to like the release games for the PlayStation 5, the supposedly like newest game would be either Spider-Man or Immortals Phoenix Rising. Everything else was remakes and remasters, Devil May Cry, Demon Souls. But the reason why I bring that up is to say Spider-Man was only like a 1.5. That wasn't a true taste of the PS5, a game built for the PS5. So you have to really give people a good, strong opinion on your mascots when you're coming with something that's supposed to represent your franchise for that generation. So if they're willing to take more time to flesh it out, then I'll wait. I just want them to be good.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really mind the wait because we have this huge catalog of games from I wouldn't even call it, it's not current gen now because we have the Xbox Series X and PS. I keep saying current gen.
Yeah, previous gen. I do it sometimes too. Last gen though.
Yeah, we have such a huge catalog of last gen games, and plus a lot of the games that people are playing, they're like free online games. Like me personally, I've been playing a lot of Apex, Warzone. So I mean, I'll wait for the games. Yeah, Spider-Man Miles Morales was really good. I didn't get to play the first one, but if the first one, my bad, if the first one was as good as Miles Morales and actually even more fleshed out and had more time taken on it, then I mean, I definitely do want to go back and play it before the second one comes out. That I really liked Miles Morales. Honestly, really good story, really different. Because honestly, the only thing I really know about Miles Morales is I watched the what is it called?
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse. I watched that movie. I really liked it. That movie was really good. Honestly, I'm not really into animated movies like that, but
that movie was just really like an amazing Spider-Man movie. That movie had a very strong message about anyone can be Spider-Man. You just have to be willing to stand up and wear the mask.
Yeah, I thought the message in it was really good, and it was cool to see a different take on Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm a bit of a comic buff, so I know a little bit more about Miles as a character, but I don't know too much about the comics, and I'm pretty sure that this game was an original story because I know the first Marvel Spider-Man game was an original story as well.
I honestly I don't really know too much about comic books. I just know like the stuff from the movies, but it was a really good story. And in terms of the game, yeah, I really did like the game. There was another PlayStation exclusive that was supposed to drop, Returnal. It was supposed to drop, was it February or March of this year? That got delayed. So
it seems like everything they've already shown us is getting delayed.
Yeah, everything is getting delayed, man.
It seems like they just weren't ready, and that's just a little bit of a concern for this generation as well. Because after we saw the fumbling of what was Cyberpunk, that definitely came out when it wasn't ready, and all these games getting delayed because they're not ready. It's like, what's really going on? Are people's expectations superseding what the companies are able to produce, and they're just throwing stuff out there to satisfy people's palates until they can push something out? Like, that's what it kind of feels like. It's a little concerning.
Honestly, I feel like gaming has gotten so big that honestly, any expectation for any game that's supposed to be like AAA, like a crazy game, I honestly feel like it's very, very, very hard for them to live up to expectations. And then two, that development is just insane. Like, I mean, Cyberpunk, really and truly, that game, I think it's been in development for what, 8 years or 9 years?
They weren't working on the game for the entire time that they, like, from when they announced it, but yeah, it was revealed within 8 years of its release. They had plenty of time.
That's insane. That's crazy that they could spend 8 years on a game and it comes out with all these bugs and glitches. And I heard the story wasn't even fleshed out too. Like, the story was just very mediocre.
I heard the story was okay, but it's hard to enjoy something when it's so buggy and messed. But that's what happens when you build it for high-end PCs first and then try to work backwards. It's counterintuitive.
Yeah, they shouldn't have released that game on last gen, honestly.
I agree.
Game should not have come out on last gen. They should have just cut their losses and been like, yeah, this is next gen only and PC. But
I agree, but I think that overall, the general consensus that we both have is that the next gen is looking promising and interesting. They just need to take more time to actually work on their games and make sure that they come out completed rather than rushing things.
yeah, they just need to just keep everything in order, try to take their time, yeah, as you said, and just make good product. You know, it's not looking good too because they came out with that $69.99 price tag.
Price tag too, yeah.
Ooh,
Oof. Speaking of price tags, that's an excellent segue into our next topic. So, something that I wanted to talk about that I thought was interesting was the Xbox Game Pass, and if we thought that Sony should follow suit. So, as you said, the price tags of games have increased. $69.99 for US prices and $89.99 over here. That's insane. So
$100 for a game, that's crazy.
Right, that's crazy. $100 after tax for one game. That's so insane. It raises the price of your console by $100 every time you want to get a piece of software for it. But with that being said, Xbox's Game Pass system, which has been out for a really long time now, has always been touted as really good and a really good deal. And I'm not gonna lie, Xbox had a little bit of controversy in the news lately when they tried to change the price of Xbox Live Gold to incentivize more people to sign up for Game Pass and turn it into a subscription service. That was a little scummy. I'm not gonna give them the pass on that. But they reverted from that, and we're talking about Game Pass as it is now. Game Pass as it is now as a service, in my opinion at least, is excellent value. There are plenty of new games being put onto Game Pass, including first-party Xbox games that are supposed to come to Game Pass. I think Halo Infinite is supposed to launch on Game Pass with Game Pass.
Yeah. Every new Microsoft game
is supposed to launch with Game Pass. So paying a monthly fee for that overall seems like a nice substitution to me than paying $90 for a game that you're not even sure, like, you're interested in, but you're not even sure if you're gonna like. At least with the Game Pass cost, you're paying your Game Pass price, but you're not paying extra to try the game. You're just paying for Game Pass.
Yeah, I honestly, have you had Game Pass or no?
So I have never had Game Pass because I don't have an Xbox. I left Xbox after the 360 because I just preferred the exclusives that were coming to the PlayStation 4 because I'm a little bit of a JRPG fanatic, and there's a lot more of those on the PlayStation 4. But and I just never ended up getting it for PC because it was just an extra subscription service that I wasn't willing to pay for. But overall, I can see the benefits of the subscription service, and the fact that you're asking me that is really good because I think that segues into the subtopic of, do you think Sony should follow suit and do a Game Pass program that isn't PlayStation Now? Because PlayStation Now is terrible.
Honestly, I believe that they should. Me personally, I have had Game Pass. I've had Game Pass for a long time. I've had Game Pass for at least a year. I've had it before 2020. And in the beginning, it was, I wouldn't say, it wasn't even bad. It was decent. It was decent because you were getting the whole Xbox 360 backlog, and then they added the Xbox catalog. And then they started adding decent games. They started revolving games out from different publishers. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. As a person, I don't buy a bunch of games. So I buy a maximum, 6 games a year? I don't think that's too much, but some people would say that's a lot, but some people would say that's very little. I feel like it's not a lot of games.
I feel like that's a nice in the middle number there.
Yeah.
I'd say I buy about 6 games I average a year too. It depends on the year, depends on what drops.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me to get literally hundreds of games on Game Pass, that is a crazy value. And I believe when it first started, I think it was you could get Game Pass for the price of one full game for the whole year. I believe they changed the price if you get it monthly.
It's like $15 a month for Game Pass Ultimate and like $10, I think, for regular Game Pass.
Yeah. I have Game Pass Ultimate. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really thought it was really good. And honestly, I feel like Sony should follow suit. It would give them a different edge, and the people that don't really buy a lot of games like that, they would.
You could soak out way more money from them.
Yeah. I believe they would try it. They could throw their whole catalog on there like Microsoft is doing. They could revolve games out. They could pay for licenses. I honestly think it would be really good. Would Sony do it though is the question.
I honestly think that part of the reason why they won't is because Sony is known for blockbuster sales. Whenever they drop a game sells a crazy amount of copies. God of War, The Last of Us Part 2, even though it was controversial when it released, it sold so many copies. Even Horizon sold a lot of copies before it was ported. Everything that they drop that's a PlayStation exclusive usually comes out to massive sales. And I think that if they follow suit with like a Game Pass type system, they have to match Xbox's sort of policy on making sure that new releases and first party titles come to that system, and that would really hurt their quote unquote sales numbers.
Yeah, I feel like it would dig in a little bit. It definitely would. If they could, imagine if you could get every single Sony exclusive that's ever going to come out for like $10 a month.
I think Sony would make a good amount of money off of it. I just think that they would lose the free publicity of blockbuster sales because so many people buy their games.
Mm-hmm.
I think that publicity means a lot to them.
It's true. Yeah, they report about it a lot. They talk about it a lot. So, I mean, yeah, that would be a big blow to them personally.
And the other thing that I wanted to talk about with Game Pass was the fact that things leave Game Pass and rotate. You mentioned this earlier, that games rotate off of Game Pass. It's similar to like a Netflix style of service. So the question becomes, how long are you able to access those games that you want to play? And if you don't buy the game, you won't be able to replay it once it's off of Game Pass. Some people like to replay their games a ton of times and go back to them years later. And if they're only stuck to whatever Game Pass alternative Sony makes, then they're going to have to go out and buy the game.
True. Which, speaking of games revolving out, Witcher 3 actually is supposed to be leaving Game Pass on March 15th. I have an article here from Kotaku that says that the game will be leaving March 15th. This game was made by CD Projekt Red of Witcher 2 and 3 fame, obviously, Cyberpunk. Have you played any of the Witcher games? How do you feel about this?
So I've played a little bit of The Witcher 3, but I haven't played a crazy amount of it because I never ended up picking up the game for myself. But everybody that I know talks about it with incredible amounts of praise. With that being said, I have heard from other people that The Witcher 3 also released as a pretty buggy mess when it first dropped on consoles. So it's not like Cyberpunk was CD Projekt Red's first time missing the mark a little bit. They just patched it up over time, and The Witcher's become a really good game from what I've heard. I think that The Witcher 3 itself specifically is just a really big title that a lot of people may be interested in playing, and because it's an RPG, people like to go back and replay it, start new files, spec their characters differently, stuff like that. So it's kind of tough to see something like that go, and I think it really ties into the previous point we were talking about, where how much do you want to subscribe to a service that you're paying for monthly when the stuff that you want to keep isn't going to stay?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Witcher 3 is a very, very big game. It's a game that's still talked about to this day. People love it. Its praises are sung left, right, up, down, and center. I do feel like it is a big blow. Definitely, it is a big blow. Me personally, I played Witcher 2. I didn't finish it. I played literally 15 minutes into The Witcher 3 and then quit the game because I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know why I tried The Witcher 3 when I didn't beat The Witcher 2. But I mean, people were saying it was amazing, so I had to try it. But as I said, it is a big blow, and I do feel like games revolving out of Game Pass is something that is kind of a negative, because you could be really playing, like, loving a game and you didn't finish it, or you didn't get the time to get around to it, and you said you get around to it later, and then next thing you know, they say they're removing it next month. So yeah, it is. It's very, very tough. Very, very tough if you're a fan of the games that revolve out. I remember one time they had Grand Theft Auto 5 in Game Pass, if I do remember correctly. I think they did. That game left. They had Mortal Kombat. That game left. So yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. You know, same thing with Netflix. Things revolve out. You get really mad when you can't go back and finish the seasons. But I mean, for the price that you're paying, it's still not bad. I don't know.
No, I totally agree that there is some value in the product. It's just that product won't be for everybody, obviously.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of products that may not be for everybody, the next thing that we wanted to talk about was the Nintendo Direct and, by extension, the Pokemon Direct or Pokemon Showcase. I'm not really sure what Pokemon chose to call theirs, and I'm not sure why they chose to show their showcase a couple days after the Nintendo Direct. But Nintendo held a press event a couple weeks ago now, and they showed off a lot of new games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch. A lot of them are ports, and I'm not sure, do you have a Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, I do. I don't have it right now. My girlfriend has it. She's playing a lot of Animal Crossing, so she has it. But yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, so I don't have a Switch, only because the games never go down in price, and like we said, the price of games just went up again. So it's just not within my budget. But I think there were a lot of interesting games that they showed at the showcase. And was there anything that caught your eye as a Switch owner?
Just maybe some highlights. Things that really jumped out to me. Mithra and Pyra were in Smash. They're supposed to come to Smash in March.
They're out now.
They're out now?
Yeah, they're available now.
Oh yeah, they are out now. My bad. Some of the stuff, it is out because the press conference was in late February. So yeah, we're filming this March 6th. So some of the stuff is out now. Fall Guys is coming to Switch in 2021. Monster Hunter Rise coming in March. They did have No More Heroes. I remember.
Yeah, they did show No More Heroes 3.
You saw that?
Yeah, I did see that. I was watching the live stream.
Oh man, I didn't get to watch it. I had to watch the replay, but it did look really good. I played the first No More Heroes. I haven't finished it because I got to play it at my neighbor's house. So I'd go over there all the time when I was like maybe 13, 14 and just play No More Heroes.
And we were not supposed to be playing that game at that age, but
that's another game we were not supposed to be playing. But yeah, I mean, No More Heroes 3 looks good. I might buy it. I have to go back and play 1 and 2. But yeah, that was another really big game. They showed a Star Wars game. It's supposed to be a third-person shooter online game. Coming 2021, they didn't give a specific date, but there was no gameplay. It was literally a CGI.
CGI trailer.
Like, yeah. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD.
Coming to the Switch.
They had a release date for that, July 16th, and Splatoon 3. I mean, I've never played a Splatoon game, but I know that game has a huge community. People love that game. So some of the stuff that jumped out to me. Oh, they also had Mario Golf. I am excited for the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I never got to play that game.
Fun fact about the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword was originally released for the Nintendo Wii and the Nintendo GameCube. What's funny about that is that Link is a left-handed character. Most people use their right hands. So in order to make the Wii version make sense, they mirrored the entire game.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they flipped it around so that it looks like Link's right-handed.
That's crazy. What?
They could have just mirrored Link, but they mirrored the entire game. They flipped the entire game around. So the Wii, the Wii version and the GameCube version are like mirrored.
That is insane dedication. Yo, honestly, that's one thing I like about Nintendo. Nintendo, they don't really take themselves super, super serious when it comes to the games. Like, they'll just, whatever they want to do with it, wherever they want to take it, they'll take it.
It's about having a fun experience.
Yeah, I really like that about Nintendo. But that was just some of the things that jumped out to me. What did you like from the Nintendo Direct press conference?
Looking at all the games that they showed, you mentioned a lot of the things that I was interested in. Something that caught my eye, I can't remember the name of this project, but it's by the developers who made Octopath Traveler. They're not calling it Octopath Traveler 2. They're calling it some project, but I can't remember the name of it. And it looks sort of like a Fire Emblem-esque strategic RPG, and those things always tickle my fancy. Those always excite me a little bit, you know? Other than that, there wasn't really much that stood out to me other than the games that you've already mentioned. I thought that No More Heroes 3 was a cool name drop, but the gameplay looked it looked like it left a little bit to be desired, because it looked like they were taking some elements from the mobile game that they made of No More Heroes and including that, which was a little bit weird. They look like mini games.
Yeah, there was a lot of mini games.
Yeah, that take place in the game, and it looks really arcadey, and he's fighting aliens now, I think, and it's like, it's kind of strayed away from what I loved about No More Heroes. But other than those things, I think those were really my most interesting parts of the Nintendo Direct. I was a little bit more interested in the Pokemon Direct that they showed. It was a very short stream. It wasn't really a full direct, but they did show 3 things that people really cared about. The first were Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining
Pearl.
Yeah.
I think really excited for those.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, you can continue. I just wanted to say that I'm really excited for those.
Oh no, yeah. So I believe they said late 2021 is when they're aiming to release them. Funny enough, I feel like people are gonna slander me for this, but I never got to play these games. I never got to play Diamond and Pearl when I was a little kid. So honestly, this might be something I will buy first day. Funny enough, I haven't finished Pokemon Shield yet, which is bad. It's bad. I haven't finished it yet. I just haven't had the time. Honestly, I've been so busy with just everything.
I definitely understand that, though.
Man, this is definitely one that I will probably get first day, honestly.
I definitely feel that, and I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to end up buying a Switch just to play this, but I don't know. If I get one for a reasonable price that's somewhat on sale, then I actually might be willing to jump into it. Because I'm really missing Gen 4, and I'm really nostalgic for it. But at the same time, I hope that it's more themed around Platinum rather than Diamond and Pearl, because Diamond and Pearl were okay, but Platinum is the definitive version, such as Emerald is to Ruby and Sapphire, for example.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I really hope that it's more of a Platinum-esque remake, which it looks like it is, because they got the... what are they called? The like added Pokemon that were in Platinum. Like they showed Porygon Z in one of the trailers. So I'm excited from a nostalgia standpoint, but it's Gen 4, and the Pokemon Company has shown that they're not really interested in trying anything new with their mainline Pokemon games, which is why I don't blame you for not having finished Sword and Shield at all, because I can understand how it might just be a little bit of a drag or a little dredging to play through something like that, especially when I feel like they've made the games a little bit easier. But
I was literally just about to say, I feel like Pokemon Sword and Shield is so easy. Like, you remember playing on like the original like Emerald, like those games.
Oh,
they weren't,
those games were hard. They weren't hard, but they were hard.
Exactly. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like they've really dumbed it down and watered it down. They stripped a lot of the Pokemon from the other regions. They've kept it to, I don't remember the exact number, but it's like 100 and something Pokemon.
They made it really small, which was upsetting to a lot of people. A lot of people lost their favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. That was pretty much what I saw from that. Additionally, they showed off Pokemon Snap. It's going to take place in the Lento region. I call it the Bean region.
The beans!
The Bean region. But pretty much you just a photographer. You just taking pictures of Pokemon.
Oh yeah, we
drops
know what
April 30th.
Pokemon Snap is about.
Yeah. Also had the Pokemon Sword and Shield Special Max Raid Battles. They're supposed to have Gigantamax Pikachu. You don't have a Switch, so
It's big Pikachu, right? Fat Pikachu.
Yeah, thick Pikachu.
Yeah, thick Pikachu.
So,
We want that. We're here for that.
hey man, I have no problem with that. I'm here for that.
I did make a comment earlier on how they don't want to change and innovate anything for their mainline games, which I think is true, but I think that the project that they showed near the end, Pokemon Legends Arceus, was very ambitious. It's not supposed to release until 2022, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So people were really clowning it because it's alpha footage and it was running at like 20 frames a second. But it looks like an open world Pokemon game to the point where you even see in the trailer that one of the trainers like throws the Pokeball at the Pokemon, and it, from a distance, you can see the Pokemon go inside the ball and you can see the ball shake, and then when it catches, it does the little flash animation that it does. This all happens in the overworld. This isn't like changed into a battle scene like it usually is. It looks like a tried and true Pokemon RPG. It looks really interesting.
I honestly, yeah, it does seem like they're going for a much bigger Pokemon world, something more in depth, I guess, and spanning a lot more space. It's supposed to take place in the early Sinnoh region. Yeah,
I think it's a prequel to Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah. And I remember the person that was, what was it called, voicing over the trailer, they said that you're trying to create the first Pokédex in the region. The showing looked, it's very early gameplay. I mean, you could see that it was dropping frames all over the place. But I mean, the game in its essence did look very interesting.
It looks like they're trying something new, which is what we've been wanting from Nintendo.
They're trying something new. Yeah. So that was that was at least what I had on the notes for Pokemon Direct. Is there anything else that really intrigued you for Pokemon Direct?
That's everything that I had to say about the Pokemon Direct, but circling back to what you mentioned about the Nintendo Direct, you mentioned that Fall Guys is coming to the Switch, which I think is interesting because isn't there some other news about Fall Guys that recently came up?
Yeah, so Epic Games, they bought the Fall Guys creator Mediatonic. Sorry, I can't even say that name. Mediatonic. Have a article here from The Verge. They said that Epic Games will be buying the Mediatonic parent company, Tonic Games Group. So that has probably a little part to play in what we previously mentioned, how Fall Guys is coming to the Switch. I mean, it probably was coming to the Switch anyway, but I mean, this is just a little addition. Oh, my bad. This is Epic Games. I'm thinking of Nintendo. My head all over the place. But yeah, so yeah, Epic Games is buying Mediatonic. They are getting Fall Guys. A lot of people think this game might be free to play, like when Epic Games bought Rocket League. Have you played Fall Guys, and what do you think Epic Games is going to do with the Fall Guys universe?
I don't think they're going to do anything with Fall Guys. That's the crazy part. They haven't done anything with Rocket League. They just made it free to play. Like, making it free to play is something. I will concede that point. But I don't think they're going to like do anything with the intellectual property in a meaningful way, because that's just what Epic Games does. They just like to buy up studios. I hope that they're going to at least put Mediatonic towards working on another project. But in my honest opinion, I played a little bit of Fall Guys, and the problem was that there wasn't a lot of longevity in Fall Guys because it's a party game. So when you're making a party game, you have to make the game simple so that people can understand the rules and that anybody can jump in and play. But then it ruins the longevity of the game because there's no skill gap, because everything's simple and you play the same mini games 100 times a day.
Yeah.
So I think it brought on a lot of fatigue for the players.
Oh yeah, that is true. I mean, when Fall Guys first came out, it was really hot. I remember people were doing these crazy like wagers. They were running tournaments. Honestly, it was something fresh, and I feel like we really needed it because Fall Guys came out around the time that lockdown, the first quarantine, was going on. I believe, right? I think so. It came out around that time.
In and around that time, I think it blew up right after Among Us blew up.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were all at home watching these crazy, $10,000 Fall Guy wagers on Twitch.
For real.
It was fun. It was really nice. I mean, I used to play Fall Guys really heavy. Do I play it now? Not really, but I mean, if they brought something different to the game that is pulling a bunch of people in, then yeah, definitely I would jump back in again, obviously. But yeah, honestly, I feel the same exact way. Epic they just like buying stuff and having stuff under their belt. So do I see this game going free to play? Probably, yeah, honestly.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't. It would just boost their revenue.
Yeah, for sure. They could sell more microtransactions, more stuff.
Speaking of free and free-to-play stuff, I think that a really good segue is to talk about and round out our gaming section with the free games that are available for March. So did you want to handle that one, brother?
Oh, yeah. I'll get to it, brother. Don't worry. So, the free games for the month of March, Sony is actually putting out the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh my gosh, I have to play this. I have to play this. I had to play this.
I ain't even gonna hold you. This game is fire. The only problem I had with it is that it's 30 frames a second. I'm waiting for the update patch in June, and then I'm gonna finish it. Because that 30 FPS hurts my head.
Yeah, and if you get this game on PS5, you don't get the PS5 version, you get the PS4 version. That's important to know. Remnant from the Ashes is also going to be free. That's a PS4 game. Maquette, that's a PS5 game. Farpoint, which is a PSVR game. Don't know who still plays on PSVR, but to each his own. And Destruction All-Stars is the last PS5 game that is free for the month of March. I believe it ends on April 16th. Don't quote me on that. It's been free since, I believe, February.
Destruction All-Stars? Yeah, it's been free since February, which is crazy because it was supposed to launch as a $70 or, $69.99 or $89.99 game, which is crazy. Mm. But instead
honestly,
they launched it for free.
It's a good thing they launched it for, trust me.
Oh, yeah, I ain't even gonna hold you. Ain't nobody was buying that.
Yeah, that was going straight to the $20 bargain. Ain't nobody buying that shit, bro. I'm telling you. But yeah, that was the games for Sony. Xbox has Warface Breakout, not to be confused with the free-to-play Warface. This is something different, apparently. That's what I read.
I think it's a shooter.
Yeah, it's a shooter, but it's in the Warface universe. It's just something different than the free to play Warface game.
Are you thinking of Warframe?
Oh, Warframe! Oh my gosh!
You're talking about the one with the guys in the suits? They kind of look like Genji from Overwatch.
No. There's a Warface free to play game too.
Oh, that's also a shooter, right?
Yeah, it's also a shooter.
Okay, no, I know what you're talking about. My bad.
That's the game that's kind of like Destiny almost.
Okay, yeah, I know what game. I actually do know what game you're talking about.
Yeah, people used to call it a Destiny clone. That's Warframe. Warface is like a shooter. I think it's like, don't quote me. I think it's 8v8 shooter. Like you can run TDM, catch a flag, like just normal shooter modes. Vicious Attack Llama Apocalypse. Honestly, I'd never heard of that game. Metal Slug 3. Metal Slug 3 and Port Royale 3 are free on Xbox. Epic has Wargame and Surviving Mars. They are free at the time of this recording because Epic rotates free games. So how do you feel about these free games?
I think this is a really questionable lineup of free games because there are some standout titles here, like Final Fantasy VII Remake is crazy. And then so is Metal Slug 3, I think, is a pretty classic title. But then there are some other games that it's like, what the heck is Maquette? Like our PlayStation 5 games are Maquette, which what is that? I know what it is. It's a puzzle game, I'm pretty sure. And really? Yeah, it's a puzzle game. and Destruction All Stars. Like, these aren't AAA titles. These aren't the games that we want to get for our games of the month. These aren't even AA level titles. These are games that people weren't really planning on picking up for full price anyway, so they made them free. And I think the previous month, the PlayStation 5 game was Maneater, where you swim around as a shark and eat on different fish, and then you get bigger, you get stronger, then you can eat people. So Sony's been a little bit disappointing in that, but I mean, it's because the next-gen consoles don't have any games yet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was the same. It was kind of the same thing with PS4 and Xbox when they first came out. I mean, they had like knack and stuff like that. So I mean, it's gonna be a little slow. There's not really too many good PS5 games they could put out for free. But I mean, Final Fantasy VII. A lot of people haven't played it. I haven't played it. I'm excited to play it. I mean,
I'm excited for more people to try it.
Yeah, I saw you playing it on Twitch, and it looked really good. The graphics looked really good. I mean, I heard that the story is kind of different, but I've never played the original Final Fantasy VII either. So
it's changed, so you can go into it without the knowledge of Final Fantasy VII. But if you had the knowledge, it would just feel a little. You would start putting the pieces of the puzzle together a little sooner.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, decent from Final Fantasy VII, but yeah.
Everything else leaves a little bit to be desired, but they're free, so we don't complain too much around here.
Exactly, free 99.
Anyways, I think that's everything that we have to talk about for the gaming section, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have anything else on my notes for gaming.
So we definitely spent a lot of time on gaming, but we do have a couple other sections and segments here that we want to talk about. And the first of which is music. So the first thing that I think we should talk about when it comes to music right now and what we think is relevant, I think we should talk about this Playboi Carti album. I think that's the right place to start at. What do you think? Yeah, what do you think about Whole Lot of Red? How do you feel about it now compared to when it dropped? Has it grown on you? Do you still think that it's terrible? What are your opinions on it? Because we saw that it fell off the charts hard after its first week.
You want to hear something funny? And I feel like a lot of people are going to slander me for this opinion, but I'll die on this hill. It's fine. I'll be the martyr for the cause. Playboi Carti dropped this album Christmas Day. And the current music landscape, there's only two opinions on something new. It is either 1, amazing, or 2, trash. That seems to be the main music opinion consensus when it comes to...
That's the general consensus on music fans. It's either fire or it's trash.
Yeah. So, I mean, Playboi Carti, a very divisive artist. People either love him or hate him. It's funny. I'm kind of in between. I don't like everything that he does, but I do feel like he is a very different artist to the, I guess you could call it trap. I don't want to call it SoundCloud rap. I hate when people say that, but he does bring a different aspect to the genre of rap that he does, kind of like the Lil Uzi and Yachty route. Me, first listen, I did not like a lot of this album. I didn't like a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was one of those people that said this is... I wasn't saying trash. I was saying, Carti, this definitely should not have taken you the 2.5 years since he dropped Die Lit.
Which we found out later that it didn't. A lot of his Whole Lot of Red stuff leaked, so this guy wanted to make a completely different album, so he recorded this in like a week and a half, and it sounds like he recorded it in a week and a half. He said it in an interview.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of it got scrapped because of the leaks. I mean, if he was able to put out the leaks that we've heard from 2018, 19 to now, oh my goodness, I think that album, people would have probably called that a classic. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna hold you. The reception would have been completely different. I think it's just crazy because Playboi Carti stans were calling it trash on Twitter and stuff. It was crazy. The timeline was exploding.
Bruh, it was literally like the you know how Carti tweets in that weird way? It was literally it was literally like the 2017 Carti fans versus like the whole lot of red 2019 phase Cardi fans, bro. It was insane. But yeah, I mean, I listened to it. First listen, I wasn't too into it, but me, I'm a person, I won't just listen to something once or twice to give my full verdict on it. So I listened to this album for another month. And let me tell you, a lot of these songs started to grow on me.
Yeah, because you keep playing them in your ear.
Bro, a lot of them started to grow on me, bro. Like, at first, this is the metric I kind of use when I grade an album. How many songs do I save on my Apple Music? I have 4 songs saved when off the first listen. Now I have, I think it's 14.
God damn.
Yeah, 14. So you can kind of understand how I feel about this album. Honestly, I think it is kind of rushed, and it feels a little bit more to be desired, but man, some really good car music, turn up music. I mean, I love Teen X. I love Teen X.
I can't wait to get into this.
Oh my gosh, Metamorphosis was so good. I Love You, I Hate You. That was like little sprinkles of older Cardi. I mean, Vamp Anthem. I mean, everyone. I think everyone liked that song, honestly, because that song was getting memed a bunch on TikTok. And honestly, and it's funny too because people felt the same way about Die Lit. And off first listen, I love Die Lit. I love Die Lit off first listen, but a lot of people actually did not like Die Lit on first listen. They said, this is kind of weird. We don't really like this. And people started to come around to it. So honestly, I feel like people will start to come around to a whole lot of rap. That's how I feel on it.
I'm seething. I'm sitting here seething in my chair right now. I'm burning up. You know, you want to know why I'm burning up? Because, like you said, it's great car music. The reason why it's great car music is because the beats in that production slap. I knew that on the first listen. The production is crazy. But those lyrics? That delivery? Nah, not for me. I can't do it. I can't. The song you specifically mentioned that brings up a really funny memory in my head is Vamp Anthem. Vamp Anthem, that beat goes crazy. It's on some Pokemon Cypher type shit. That beat is insane. But his delivery hurt my head to the point where homie and I were chilling, hanging out, getting a little tipsy, having a couple drinks, having some fun.
Okay.
And this was like New Year's Eve. And it was just me, my best friend, and his family, so it was small. And we were thinking about the beat to Vamp Anthem, and we kept humming the beat, and we looked at each other and we're like, yo, we gotta listen to this instrumental without his voice. And I'm not gonna hold you, we sat there for an hour listening to Vamp Anthem, the beat, and just freestyling because we couldn't take that delivery.
Oh my gosh.
So,
man,
I totally understand where you like it from. I'm understanding where your enjoyment of it is coming from. Because the production in those beats are insane. It's unquestionable. I just can't stand that delivery. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I feel like all the producers did their thing. I mean, I know Pierre was a really big influence on the album.
We didn't get a lot of the Pierre stuff.
Yeah, it's true. I think about it now. Actually, yeah.
We didn't get a lot of the Pierre stuff.
Was it 2 or 3?
I think it was only 2 or 3 joints on there were produced by Pierre Bourne.
Yeah, my bad.
We didn't get a lot of the Pierre stuff.
But yeah, I mean, regardless, the other producers did their thing. I mean, Teen X, that sounds like a Pokemon game. Yeah, that sounds like a Pokemon game. Like they sampled some sort of Pokemon game or some sort of like Game Boy game. It was oh my gosh, man. Those beats slap. It slaps. And I mean, I feel you. See, that's the thing. I'm one of those people where it's like, I like the direction that Cardi is going. It's different because a lot of things that people complain about with music now is like it sounds the same. Cardi literally sounds like no other artist, and if another artist sounds like Cardi, it's because they're copying Cardi. Simple.
That's fair. That's a fair statement to make. I just don't want a whole album of baby voice Cardi. Like, I didn't need that. I didn't need as much as I got.
Man,
I enjoyed Die Lit. I enjoyed some of it. I'm not a Cardi fan by any means, but like I like club music, not necessarily club music, but I like music that you can turn on at the party and everybody knows the words to.
Bro. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the Cardi, the baby. Well, no, people like it, but yeah, I think that's a concern that people had. They didn't want to hear it for 20, I think it was 24 songs or something like that.
Yeah.
But honestly, I liked it. I liked when he did the baby voice. I liked when he was trying to sing on like Control. It was very interesting to hear him like trying to like actually like sing. I mean,
I will rescind a previous statement I made to one of my friends where I said that it was trash. I don't think the album is trash. And I also said this in my statement to that friend that I thought the production was great. But yeah, I don't think the album's trash. I think it has great production. I just didn't like the delivery. And also, as you mentioned, 24 songs of baby voice Cardi. And that same friend likes to hate on me for enjoying Nav because he says that Nav always sounds the same. I'm like, dude, your god just gave you a 24 album package of baby voice. Your deity just gave that to you.
Your deity. Bruh. Man, I mean, yeah, I understand how some people don't like it. But I feel like a lot of those people that said they don't like it, they only gave it one listen and didn't even.
I listened to it 3 times.
Yeah.
You have to listen to it more than once. You can't just make an opinion off of one listen to this album. It's not that kind of album. I agree. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, like like in your case, you gave it a few listens. You tried to give it a full comprehensive analysis and breakdown. I mean, as much as you can analyze and break down Cardi's lyrics. But yeah, honestly, I did like it. I will be listening to this album for the next little while. Out of 10, I mean, if you want to give it a score out of 10, I would give this album a 7/7.5 out of 10.
I think that's a fair score. I think that's a really fair score. I would give it like a 5 or 6 because I didn't very much enjoy it, like the delivery of it, but I respected the production. But I think like the general quality of the album, and if you got your enjoyment out of it, then that's a really good score. I think that's a really fair score.
Okay. Well, I mean, anything else to say about Cardi?
I don't think that the album was trash, and I think that he still has a lot of room to grow. And hopefully he can either overcome his frustration of music being leaked, because it doesn't matter if you're giving man's food that they already got leaked. Like, a lot of people didn't listen to the leaks, and also people are still gonna re-listen to it if you upload it. That's true. I hope that like he can overcome that struggle in his creative process and just keep the album the vision that he originally wanted to work with, rather than, you know, trying to change it in the last week.
Yeah, I mean, last little bit on the album. I mean, yeah, I liked it. Speaking on how you were talking about the leaks, I mean, we could look at Lil Uzi, what he did. I mean, he pretty much released a deluxe that was
just
lot of leaks,
all leaks. Yeah,
people loved it. I mean, I loved that personally.
A lot of people liked it more than the Eternal Atake project.
Yeah, a lot of people did like it a lot more than Eternal Atake. Because, I mean, the leaks were fire. They were fire.
Yeah, the leaks were fire.
Oh, I mean, and they were fully fleshed out and finished. So, I mean, Cardi can go down that route as well. He can finish a lot of really good leaks. I mean, off the top of my head, Molly. Like, I mean, you know, that's
the original Kid Cudi.
Oh,
like the sample he showed us. Oh, give me that.
With Nudie on it. Please don't leave Nudie off of that.
Yes, give me that, please.
But yeah, man, I mean, it'll just be interesting to see the next step that Cardi takes and how he gets measured to his peers, like Uzi.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that he still has room to grow as an artist, so we can't write him off after this project, not one bit.
So, speaking of other artists that are being compared constantly, we have Drake, who he has dropped Scary Hours 2, which is, I guess, supposed to be I don't even know what you would call it, a taste test?
You want to know what I call it?
What do you call it?
I call it a 3-piece no drink because this guy fed the mans. This guy fed the game.
Oh my gosh. Hey man, hey, we gonna get into it. He did drop Scary Hours 2. I guess it's an EP. It was 3 songs. What's Next, Wants and Needs featuring Lil Baby, and then Lemon Pepper Freestyle featuring Rick Ross. How did you feel about Scary Hours 2?
See, we were just talking about with the Playboi Carti situation. Just release your leaks. What's Next has been leaked. Drake didn't care. He fed the streets, and that 3-piece goes together very nicely. It's like a perfectly crafted sandwich, you know? You got the bread on the top, the bread on the bottom, the filling in the middle. Goes so well together. I really enjoyed this little 3-piece project that I guess we can call it an EP that Drake put out. Because I was just sitting around thinking to myself how long I was waiting for his album, and I'm someone who's really anticipating that. So I definitely needed something to keep me fed, and I really appreciate when an artist keeps me fed.
That's true. I mean, me personally, I've been a Drake fan, oh my goodness, since what, 6th grade? 2009, I want to say.
Yeah, I've been listening to Drake since 2008, 2009.
So, I mean, I've been a Drake fan, so you already know I had to listen to this as soon as I was available to. And I mean, I really love Drake, so I'm really critical on him. I did like What's Next. Nice little... it got the place jumping, you know. It got the place jumping.
Yeah, it's a little vibe. It's a little vibe.
It's gonna get it jumping, you know. I like the video. I don't know if you've seen the video. The video it's pretty much like, I feel like it's like a love letter to Toronto, you know, a love letter to Toronto, and kind of just showcasing what the city is really about, and like the life and the vibrance it has. Even though it was in the snow, which I felt like was something it was really interesting. You know, you don't really see too many music videos that are shot with like snow, and so
like, I mean, in the actual winter. I get what you mean.
In the winter so I mean, he went to Ripley's Aquarium. He was on top of the CN Tower. I mean, he drove, I don't remember what car it was, but he drove some car through, I think it was Young and Shepherd, with like that snow plow shovel on the bottom.
I've seen clips. I haven't watched the music video yet. I gotta go back and watch that.
It's amazing. I mean, he had like some car with it looked like it was like custom made. The interior was like custom made by Chrome Hearts. He had like some custom Chrome Heart shirt. It was I don't know, man. It was very over the top, as we've come to expect from Drake.
Always.
So I wasn't disappointed with that. Wants and Needs, I mean, it was, you know, it was okay. I didn't feel like it was too bad. Lil Baby came through to this thing, you know. He the hood rapper right now.
The song was good. I felt like Baby just gave us like an expected delivery. Like, that's what I expect from Lil Baby when he's coming on a track now. He didn't shake it up at all. Yeah,
he you know, he for the streets, so
no cap.
He in more ways than one.
No cap.
For the streets. So you know, he gave his nice little delivery, which was it was good. It wasn't bad. But the song that a lot of people are talking about is this Lemon Pepper Freestyle. I mean, it was really good. It was like 6 minutes long, just straight raps. I mean, that's something we've come to expect from Drake. He does that a lot at the end of his albums and mixtapes and stuff.
But every time he does it, everybody stops and says, what could this man possibly have to say for 6 minutes? And then he just says something for 6 minutes, and you're like, huh, this man really had 6 minutes to speak.
Gosh, man. One bar that really stuck out to me that was just really funny, it made me laugh. He said, I sent the child support, she sent heart emojis. That shit had me dying, bro. I'm like, man. And he had another line too. He said, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something along the lines of, how could I can't even... It doesn't even make sense for me to try and relate to you anymore, because you know that, like, I'm this person that's like so far separated from like the way that normal people live. So it doesn't even make sense for me to try and relate to you anymore. It makes sense for me to try and give you the music that I'm trying to push almost. I don't remember exactly how the line goes, but it was something along the lines of that. Yeah, I mean, Drake is an artist that has had a really long run. I mean, he's given us amazing music, so you can only expect the best. This is just a little taste for what is to come with Certified Lover Boy. Do you have any other thoughts on Certified Lover? Not Certified Lover Boy.
Or
on
Scary Hours too.
Yeah. You have any other thoughts?
I think that I actually do have final thoughts on like my expectations for CLB kind of. Something that I am gonna say is, as much as I am a Drake fan, Drake has also dropped some forgettable projects. Like Scorpion was pretty forgettable. The only thing that anyone remembers about it is that it was that long. I'm not gonna say that there weren't bangers on it. It's just the project itself and the rollout was a little bit forgettable. So I'm not gonna say that he's infallible. I'm just really hoping that this little 3-piece sample that he gave us on this EP is a sign of what's to come for the project, and we're getting the project sooner rather than later. That's all I have to hope for. That's all I can expect.
Yeah, man. I mean, Certified Lover Boy, we're excited. I mean, we'll see when it comes. We'll be on the lookout for it. Another musical act that has had a really long run, Daft Punk. They have split up after 28 years. They are finally calling it quits. I am not the biggest Daft Punk fan, I'm not gonna lie to you, but
yeah, this was something that I thought was interesting to talk about, specifically because Daft Punk is a very influential group that's done a lot in the history of music. They didn't make a statement, so there's not really much that we have to say on this topic. They didn't make a statement on why they split. They just posted a cute little video and called it a day and basically said goodbye in their video. But I think it's crazy that the artists who have insane hits like Get Lucky with Pharrell Williams or One More Time or the sample that Kanye used in his version of Stronger, which actually came from them with Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. They're really influential in music over the past 28 years. And I think it's crazy to see someone of that caliber and that has that much pull and influence in the music industry just leave like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, they honestly, a run of almost 30 years, they're bound to influence a bunch of people and millions of records sold, you know, the whole nine, bunch of concerts. People love them. People do love them. I'm not even gonna try and downplay the influence and the push that they've had over the past 30 years. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they didn't come out with any statement. They didn't say anything formally. They just kind of called it quits, and nothing really left to look forward to.
No, they just kind of said bye, which I can respect that. That's a respectable way to go out. So I think a really good way to round out our music section here, unless there's more that you wanted to say about Daft Punk splitting.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay, cool. I think that, like I was saying, a really good way to round out our music section here is to just give a little brief throwaway of what are we listening to right now. Do you have any music suggestions or what you're listening to that you mentioned Cardi? You mentioned that the Cardi album is back in your rotation. Anything else that you want to throw out there? Just let the listeners know. Maybe check this out.
Yeah, I am, as I said, listening to a lot of Playboy Cardi. I've been listening to a lot of Lucky recently, a lot of Lucky. Like, I started to get into Lucky maybe,
And Lucky is a rapper, right?
Yeah, Lucky,
okay.
Yeah. He's from Chicago. Used to be called Lucky X, but he dropped the X part. I got into a lot of Lucky, like heavily, probably in late 2020. And I just been going through his music, Free Wave 3, you know, just all the stuff that he's put out. And honestly, I really like him. I wouldn't say he's for everybody, because a lot of people will not like the type of rap that he makes. But I mean, if you kind of like that slow, drony hip hop sound, like it's kind of like drawn out and decent beat selection, I think at least some really good beat selection. You could give Lucky a shot, you know, give him a chance. I've been listening to I don't know if you know who this is. He's like more of like he's pretty underground. He's a pretty underground rapper, Tony Snow.
I do not know who that is.
Yeah, he just put out an album. He's from Atlanta. The album is called This Should Hold You Over Too. And how do I explain this? The beats are very vibey, and not vibey in like thinking of like Travis Scott vibey, but like if like say it's like Sunday morning and like you just want to hop in a car and like drive on the street, it's a nice little sunny day. That's the type of beats he makes. He works a lot with this one producer called Cash. He makes a lot of his beats, and I mean, I really just like his music. I like his music. He dropped This Should Hold You Over Too, I think it was last Thursday, and then he has a pretty extensive catalog. That's a lot of what I've been listening to lately. What have you been listening to?
I think you have a really strong lineup. I think that my music tends to be a little bit mixed and all over the place. So I'm not even gonna lie. You thought I was gonna make a joke at you for listening to Playboi Carti, but I couldn't judge anybody for what they listen to if I wanted to, because I listen to K-pop, I listen to Korean pop music, and I'm proud of it. I don't give a damn. BTS makes nothing but bangers, I'm not gonna lie. Their most recent album has been in my rotation for like 2 months and it just won't stop. It's crazy. As for like hip-hop, rap, R&B kind of things, like we just mentioned, Drake put out that 3-piece. I was listening to that. Nav and Rowdy Rebel put out a song. First song that Rowdy Rebel did when he got out the bin was with Nav. That's crazy.
He did it with Nav, Raj. That's crazy.
With Nav, he didn't even wait for Bobby. He said, yo, Nav's on this. Crazy.
Wow.
The song called Jesse Owens. That song goes crazy. Lil Durk and the OTF family just put out a little compilation. Let me see what it's called. Loyal Bros compilation. Yeah, that's what it's called. And that's a pretty interesting package. They got some interesting features on there. They got Uzi on there. They got the OTF boys, Mimo, anybody that you would know is associated with OTF.
Yeah. And
of all artists, Justin Bieber put out a single called Hold On, and it's a lot more reminiscent of his like 2013 days when he dropped like Purpose, and that was a banger of an album in my opinion. And
wait, that sounds like Purpose?
A little bit. It's more reminiscent of that than what he's been putting out lately. It's more of that vibe.
I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Yeah, because everybody low-key knows Purpose was crazy. Purpose was
fire. I'm not even gonna front. Purpose was fire.
Purpose was really good. So yeah, he put out a new single called Hold On, and it sounds really good. So I would definitely recommend those for people to give a shot if they're looking for new music to listen to.
So sounds like a pretty good list. I mean, K-pop is interesting. The thing about K-pop, man, the beats sound okay. I mean, they're not bad. It kind of sounds like a mix of, you know, hip hop and some pop-y elements. I mean, hip hop pretty much is pop. Like, it's kind of, hip hop is like kind of the popular music now. So, but yeah, the only thing that really is a barrier to me listening to K-pop is the language itself. They're speaking Korean. I don't really. The thing with me is like, if the song could sound amazing, like instrumentation wise, but like if I don't understand what they're saying, or like I gotta like look it up.
Oh yeah, Cardi
like,
fan.
Hey. See the reason people don't understand Cardi is because like they just don't understand like that southern drawl, man. They don't understand.
Yeah, I didn't even go hold you. That one was just free. I didn't even mean it. It was just free.
Man, they used to say the same shit about Future though. Remember, they used to say they don't understand what Future was saying.
Oh, they used to say that about Future all the time.
Oh my gosh.
I understand the language barrier, but do you watch anime in Japanese with subtitles?
Honestly, okay, I might get murdered for this.
Oh, you watch anime in English. You watch dubs.
I prefer watching dubbed because you have to think about it like this.
I'm thinking.
You have to think about it like this.
Okay.
When you go, like, say you go to another country and
Yeah.
they're watching a movie.
Okay.
They watch their movie in their country's language. Like it may have the subtitles at the bottom. Sometimes they'll watch it in sub. They'll watch it in English with the subtitles at the bottom.
Mhm.
But a lot of times they'll watch their media on like TV and everything. It's dubbed over in their language. Why would I try to subject myself to having to read little ass words on the screen? I do a lot of reading throughout the day. Like, throughout school, like I don't want to come home and have to read for 30 minutes, and that's just one episode. Imagine I'm watching 3-4 episodes where I'm trying to binge.
Dude, you barely even notice that you're reading it. You just skim it. You just whoop whoop.
Oh my.
You get with the times after a while. You got to train your eyes. Trust me. The reason why, you know what's funny about that? Fun segue. The reason why I brought that up, because you mentioned the language barrier thing. The quote unquote leader of BTS, because K-pop groups are like manufactured, so there's like a leader that's supposed to represent them and stuff. It's very fucking systemic and kind of weird. But the leader of the group taught himself English by watching Friends and then putting on subtitles.
What?
He watched Friends in English a bunch of times, and then he put on the subtitles, and the kid taught himself English.
Oh my gosh, no, that's like 300 IQ.
Yeah, no, I mean, he has a 300
What?
IQ. He has a 300 IQ, so...
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's people that try to do that with anime too. They
Yeah.
try to speak their anime Japanese. You know.
Listen, the one thing you could do that most people who watch anime and subtitles can't do is you could multitask while you're watching your anime.
That's true. Exactly. I don't have to focus like 100%. Like I could be doing some schoolwork or something, have it on the side, and you know, I don't know. I like dubbed. It's
I respect people's choices to watch what they want. I prefer subbed.
Speaking of anime, moving into the movie, TV, and anime section, Attack on Titan season 4.
The final season.
I haven't started watching season 4 because I'm still on season 2. I'm trying to binge through it with the time that I have. But I am hearing that it is insane. It is crazy. Have you started watching season 4? And if you have, how do you feel about it?
So, no spoilers. It's spoiler-free conversation here. Don't worry, guys. We're not going to talk about spoilers. I have watched Attack on Titan season 4, and the new episode comes out the day after we're recording this podcast, so tomorrow afternoon. And all I'm going to say is, where Attack on Titan started is far from where Attack on Titan ended up. Attack on Titan started as a very generic shonen anime, shonen meaning demographic towards young boys, and it was very action-y, but there's a lot of political elements to the show now and a lot of moral ambiguity and questions of who's right and who's wrong, and I think that is very strange, but in a really good way that shocks you. I think it doesn't stop shocking the watcher or the reader. I hear nothing but good things about the manga as well, but I don't have the time to read it.
I mean, season 2, from what I've seen, I'm on episode 5 of season 2. Yeah, I love Attack on Titan. I just haven't had the time to catch up. But yes, I have heard it's insane. I have heard it's crazy. I've heard that a lot of concepts that we know, well, at least I know because I'm so far back, get flipped literally on their head.
Yeah.
So I am excited to really get there. Something that kind of reminds me the way that they flipped the anime, where it's just like this totally different thing, but this is kind of like a negative instance. I don't know if you've seen the anime Darling in the Franxx.
I've seen some of it. I haven't finished it. I know of it. I think I know what you're about to talk about, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could spoil it or not, but man, it was one of the shows that I first started watching when I got back into anime.
Oh, yeah, that's a little bit of a rough, restart point.
honestly, the first 12, 13 episodes are really good. Like the action is really good. This is gonna be a spoiler though. I think it's around episode 18. They literally go to space. It's the anime version of jumping the ship, pretty much. They just go to space. It turns into like, you know, like how the mainstream media used to see anime as like this really quirky form of media.
Yeah, it turns into that.
I guess I feel like this would be an example they would show you. It literally started off, the story was the story was sound, the base was being built episode by episode, and then episode like 17 or 18 hits, and they literally go to space, they're fighting in space, and the one of the main characters, 02, literally turns into a spaceship, and it's... Honestly, I should have watched that. I should have watched that show high. I'm not gonna lie. I
didn't even go hold you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, interesting how shows will bait and switch, and they'll really flip how you see the world and the universe of the show. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to catching up. What stood out to you in season 4 so far?
Of Attack on Titan. I can't talk about too much of it without getting into spoiler territory, so I won't talk too much about it. All I will say is, like I said before, it's a big question of moral ambiguity and who's right and who is truly wrong. Everybody is doing wrong things for the right reasons, and everybody are doing some form of right things for the wrong reasons. But another show that's really popular right now that everybody's talking about is WandaVision. Have you seen WandaVision? Are you watching WandaVision?
WandaVision, I did start watching. I hadn't seen it before, but I started watching it, I think, I want to say Wednesday. It was the day when I didn't have class and work. I got maybe 3 episodes in. It's interesting. The show, it's not gonna be really be a spoiler, but the show literally starts in like this very 50s sitcom, black and white sort of, I'm married and it's me and my husband, and you know, and we have powers, and it's just wacky, and the show starts to evolve. I'm not gonna really get too much into it, but the show starts to evolve, and it moves on from that 50s orientation to like a 70s orientation. I don't know what comes after that, because I'm only 3 episodes in. But yeah, it's kind of like it switches from like this 50s sort of sitcom to like this 70s sort of sitcom, where people are wearing like the wide flare pants, and it's very wacky right now, but it's interesting. I would say that people didn't ask for it. I don't know anyone that did ask for this.
No,
but
no one asked for it, but it's here.
I mean, it's something to watch. It's content. I mean, people are at home, they want content. So, I mean,
yeah, that's accurate. I've heard that it's a little bit of a slow burner. You have to get through the first 2-3 episodes pretty quickly to really jump into it. I heard that around the 4th episode mark, it gets pretty interesting, but I can't comment on that because it's kind of a spoiler what happens, and I don't want to... That's actually a huge spoiler, and I don't want to talk about it. But I'm starting to hear some rumors now that it's losing steam again, so we're gonna just have to see. Is WandaVision done? It was only like supposed to be 8 episodes, but I don't know if it's been out for 8 weeks or whatever.
I think the season finale aired not too long ago.
At the time of recording, WandaVision might be over. We're not particularly sure. Either way, neither of us have seen it to its completion yet. But WandaVision is a really big talking point right now. And if you're enjoying WandaVision, then more power to you, because like Ramehs just said, people want content. People want something to watch. People want something to enjoy and relax to. It just hasn't been my cup of tea, and I haven't had the time for it personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna push through it. I want to see what all the hype is about. I'm hearing it gets crazy. Like there's some crazy. I don't know exactly what happens, but I've heard a bunch.
I know some crazy shit. Some crazy stuff does happen.
it starts to get wacky. So I mean, I will finish it to its completion. I will try to get through it. I don't know if you'll start it, Enigma, but I mean, content. As I said, it's content. People are home, they want to watch something. So yeah, I mean, speaking of more content, we also got the Mortal Kombat movie trailer. Now,
oh boy,
I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. I've played pretty much every Mortal Kombat game since Armageddon, and I didn't even own a PS2. So I mean, that should show you how
dedicated you were to playing Mortal Kombat.
That shows you how much I love the game. So I really do like this universe. The trailer started off with a character named Cole, and he's not like an actual character in the
Mortal Kombat universe.
So I guess they're just using him as I don't know what the
like an original character.
Yeah, he's pretty much just like an original character, like a movie universe character.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people that compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament, because that's what Mortal Kombat is a tournament. All the people that compete in the Mortal Kombat tournament have the little dragon. They call it a birthmark, but yeah, we got to see a glimpse of some fights. We got to see Scorpion and Sub-Zero. We got to see Kano. I couldn't tell who he was fighting. It looked like some sort of like wolf monster.
Mm-hmm.
He like ripped his heart out. That was really good. I mean, you know, how did you feel about this? How did you feel about the trailer, if you saw it?
So here's what I think. I'm tired of them making licensed franchise films that feel like, damn, this would have been a good movie if it didn't have this attached to it. And I'm almost certain that this is what this is going to be. Because Mortal Kombat is already like an M-rated game. They don't pull their punches when it comes to the violence, blood, and gore. So they don't have to, like, scale this movie back or anything. They can really go balls to the walls with it. But the problem is going to be that it's still going to be a licensed Mortal Kombat movie. They're going to change stuff from the canon, and people are not going to be fans of it. So I'm almost certain that it's going to have benefited from this film would have done better if it wasn't attached to the Mortal Kombat franchise, and it would have disappointed fewer people. But only time will tell on that when it actually comes out. I don't want to give too many of my impressions on whether I think the movie's going to be good or bad, until after the movie actually comes out. I don't want to say good or bad yet. I just think that it looks interesting right now.
Yeah, it does look interesting. I mean, they're definitely not shying away from the gore, which is a good thing. I mean, we saw, as I stated previously, we saw someone get their heart ripped out. Scorpion like threw his like chain through somebody's face.
Jax hanging around his neck.
Jax literally gets his arms frozen and ripped off by Sub-Zero. So they are not
pulling any punches,
the gore. Yeah, it's I mean, in that realm, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be decent. In terms of story, I mean, that is left to be seen. We don't know. We know all these video game movies and adaptations, they usually play with the story in some form, fashion. I don't know if they're gonna try and stick true, because the thing about Mortal Kombat is the story has been reset so many times, even
in the
Mortal
game
Kombat,
universe. Yeah,
even in Mortal Kombat 11. I'm not gonna spoil anything if you haven't played it yet, but in Mortal Kombat 11, the story gets restarted once again. So yeah, the story has been restarted once again. So I mean, in terms of following a storyline, I don't even know which storyline they would want to follow. If they would follow the current one that's taking place in Mortal Kombat, like if it would be like I don't know, maybe like an alternate universe to the story of Mortal Kombat 11. But yeah, I mean, left to be seen. We'll see. It is coming out on HBO Go and theaters later on in the year, so we'll see about that.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to remain optimistic.
Yeah. Do you have any recommendations for anything you've been watching? Movie, TV, anime, anything?
I watched this really funny show with my friends a little while back called Bling Empire, and I think it's available on Netflix. It's like the quote unquote real life Crazy Rich Asians. It's about a bunch of rich Beverly Hills Asian people and their lives, and it's kind of funny and entertaining if you like watching rich people who aren't very intelligent do stupid things. It's just harmless entertainment. But in terms of anime recommendations, if anybody was considering watching Attack on Titan, that final season, beautiful. As well as another show that's being animated by the same studio that's animating Attack on Titan. It's called Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is anime of the year. Jujutsu Kaisen won anime of the year in the Crunchyroll polls for a reason. That anime is top tier, and that's all I have to say about that.
Honestly, I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's really freaking good, and those are my recommendations. I can't talk a single thing about the premise of Jujutsu Kaisen because you have to experience it for yourself.
Yeah, I don't even want to ask you what it's about. I just want to. I like jumping into things just completely blind. So, yeah, I do have to watch. I've heard it. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I do definitely want to give it a chance. In terms of stuff that I've been watching, I mean, me personally, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been going back and watching older stuff. I've been watching a lot of Avatar on Netflix. I like watching older movies. I went back and watched Pulp Fiction not too long ago. In terms of newer stuff, yeah, Attack on Titan is really good. Yeah, Pulp Fiction. Oh my gosh, Pulp Fiction is literally like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's so good. Classic.
Yeah, but yeah, Attack on Titan, that's a really current thing that I'm watching. TV.
I don't really find myself watching a lot of TV shows or like serialized shows like that anymore.
Yeah, only thing that I'm kind of like watching on TV, like documentaries. I like watching a lot of like Discovery Channel stuff when I watch TV, because I barely watch TV. Yeah, but when I have it on, I watch like a lot of Discovery Channel, like animal stuff. I like animal stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And WandaVision, I'm getting through WandaVision, but that's pretty much it. I'm not really watching too much right now.
Considering that we're home all the time, it's still kind of hard to find well, I mean, home all the time, relatively speaking. We're in lockdown is what I mean. It's still kind of hard to find the time to watch stuff when you're trying to do so many other things.
Yeah.
In this restrictive environment.
I'm telling you, bro, it's a weird time we're living in. It really is. Like, especially like for the viewers, we're in Canada, so it's like we have a lockdown, but we kind of don't have a lockdown, and we're going to work, but some people aren't going to work, and it's strange. I don't know, man.
It's taken a huge toll on a lot of people. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So. That was it for recommendations. I think we should move into pop culture now. First topic that we have for pop culture is the boy Tom Cruise. Ooh. Mr. caught a body about a week ago.
Mr. threw my hat and never saw it again.
Mr. Nix himself, Bobby Shmurda.
Mister, they told me you can take 5 and he could take 12, or you could both take 7, and he took 7. That's who he is.
Yep. I mean, he's stand up for sure. He got out of prison from February 23rd.
It's good to see the boy back.
Yeah, it's nice, man. It's nice. He's definitely put on some weight. If you've seen, he put on some weight. It looks like a little bit. It's not like bad weight though. It's like muscle. We've seen some outings. He went to the club. I remember there's this one video that everyone keeps talking about where that one girl like tried to hand him a drink and he like passing it off like he like, nah, I don't really want it. I'm good. I got the juice. How do you feel about Bobby and Mr. Shmurda, if I might add, Mr. Shmurda? How do you feel about him? What do you think his impact is going to be in the current landscape of hip hop? Because remember, he got locked up 7 years ago.
See,
how do you feel? How do you feel?
Here's the thing. If you would have asked me this question originally, I would have probably said that I don't think Bobby's gonna come back with anything too crazy, because he's been in the bin for so long. But you have to remember, 6ix9ine got a verse from him while he was still in the bin. This man rapped over the phone, so this man's still about his bag. And 2, Rowdy came out with that joint with Nav that we were talking about earlier, and that came crazy. So I can't even take away from the fact that Bobby might be chefing right now. Bobby might be sitting in the stew right now, just thinking, coming up with what's gonna be on the new wave. Because before he got locked up, Bobby Shmurda was the wave. Bobby Shmurda was conversation. Everybody was listening to his songs.
You know one thing I really like with it, I believe it started with Bobby, and you know, we saw it with the late Pop Smoke, and New York is really starting to have a resurgence in hip hop. And I think it's interesting because for a long time we saw New York as like Tim's, the Bodega,
Deadass
beat, rapping about, you know, flipping the packs in the corner. It was very one dimensional. I'm not gonna lie to you. New York was almost seen as a joke. Like, I'm not gonna, like,
it was the butt of a joke for a lot of people.
They were seen as a joke for a little bit. But now, you know, you have like, you had Bobby, and then you had, you know, you went into A Boogie, who added that melodic side to New York. Then you had Lil Tecca, who, you know, I feel like Lil Tecca is like that little fun, you know, he doesn't take himself too serious.
I like Lil Tecca. I like Lil Tecca.
Yeah, I don't see no problem with Lil Tecca. I like some of his songs, honestly. And then you had Pop Smoke and the whole New York drill movement. Like, it's really interesting to see where New York is taking music, and I feel like Bobby Shmurda is just, now that he's home and he's bringing that. Bobby Shmurda, he just has this energy about him. Did you see that video where he was at, I think it was 300 records, and he was literally
on the table?
On the table.
Yeah, I saw that video. I definitely saw that video.
Like, he just has this energy, bro. So I think him coming home and really just being able to just make music 100%, not having to rap over the phone or do any, like, I think it's gonna be interesting. I'm definitely looking out.
I'm looking out too. I think we just have to keep our eyes peeled, or our ears peeled rather, for whatever he's gonna put out next. I think he has an opportunity to do something really great. Just don't fumble the bag and wait too long.
Yeah, don't fumble the bag. Don't wait. Speaking of bags, pretty interesting topic.
Oh boy.
This is a very interesting topic. I feel very strongly about this. NBA Top Shot. I don't know if the listeners have heard of NBA Top Shot, but if you haven't, NBA Top Shot is, I would describe it as cryptocurrency meeting collectibles meeting sports. It's very, very interesting, and they call it a beta, but I really feel like it's in an alpha stage. It's really in its really young stages, because I believe the early stages were October of last year, but I heard about it in February. NBA Top Shot is pretty much, if you've ever collected trading cards like Pokemon or basketball cards or baseball cards, you'll know that some baseball cards or basketball cards are worth more than others due to numbering or moments, or rookie cards, like rookie variants. NBA Top Shot is kind of the same thing, but it's all digital. They use a technology that is called NFTs, which means non-fungible tokens, which means once there is one, there is only one, and if you own that one, there is no other one of that ever. That is it.
NFTs are becoming really popular right now.
NFT art. I have someone on my stream at twitch.tv/it's Ramehs. Someone
Shameless plug.
on my someone on my stream, they're an artist. They're a really good artist, and they are going to sell their art on a website called Super Rare. NFT art is starting to blow up, and he wants to sell it there. It's very, to even get your art on there, you have to get verified. So they have to look through your art, and then they'll give you an account, like as a creator account.
And keep in mind, it's any type of art can be sold through NFTs. It's not specifically graphic art, just for all our listeners out there. Because the reason why I know about NFTs is because like rappers started selling like pre-sales of their singles and stuff as NFTs.
Yeah.
Killy just did an NFT drop.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I didn't even know about that.
And Tory Lanez, before he dropped his album that just came out last week, he did an NFT drop. He made like 350,000 or something. A lot of money.
Yeah, I mean it's very lucrative because like once someone has it, I mean no one else can have it. So it's kind of like a collectible. It's like digital collectibles. But yeah, NBA Top Shot, it's instead of like having a basketball card, it's kind of like an NBA highlight. And these highlights are called moments, and depending on the serial number, how high or low the serial number is, the series, the player, it's given value. So you can open packs. These packs range from $9 all the way up to, at the time of recording, they're actually going to drop $200 packs tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but the added edge to this is with any collectible sort of system, you can trade and sell, and some of these moments are going for insane prices. Series 1 LeBrons, last time I checked, some of them were going for as high as $200,000. Right?
I'm sorry. $200,000.
$200,000. This game has pretty much, the marketplace that you sell and collect, buy cards on, has pretty much become its own stock market with its own cycles, and it's become insane. Me personally, I believe in it. I am a person that believes that the future is digital. A lot of things we're going to start doing are digital. Yeah. I have bought one of these packs. I've gotten a Stephen Curry Seeing Stars. They released a special pack for the past 3 days in honor of the All-Star game. The Seeing Stars pack. They're only $14, and I unpacked a Stephen Curry Seeing Stars, and at the time that I opened it, it was worth $1,000. And I paid $14 for that pack. Right? So you can best believe that I'm a believer in this. Definitely. Enigma, I don't know. I don't think you've gotten into it, but how do you feel about this sort of digital stock market where they're selling NBA highlights? How do you feel about this?
I think it's crazy that people are willing to pay for anything. I think that it makes a really strong statement on how people are literally willing to pay for anything, and how we give things intrinsic value. Value is a concept that we as people come up with. But I think that if people are willing to pay for it, then go for it. I'm all for capitalism, dude. If you want something that's rare and there's only one of, and you're willing to pay thousands of dollars for it, then by all means go for it. But I feel like the pack system is literally gambling, which is what people said about Ultimate Team and when Overwatch did the loot boxes and stuff. Like, people were like, this is literally gambling. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing. And I feel like it's crazy that they found a way to make people buy IRL microtransactions. That's what I consider these. These are real life microtransactions. But yeah, I think that it's cool. You're totally right that everything is becoming digital, and we're moving towards a digital age where we do everything on the internet, including like exchange money, exchange currency. So yeah, getting into this while the iron's still freaking hot and not a lot of people have their toes dipped into it. Be one of the early adopters. I'm totally here for it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm one of those people that are, I'm currently in a Discord where it's a Top Shot Discord. There are people talking about they're going to buy like Series 1 LeBrons and they're going to hold it. Like not Series 1 LeBrons, but like Series 1 cards, and they're going to hold them for like a year, and they're going to wait for like them to open up the floodgates, and everyone's going to be like, oh, let me buy these. I don't take it as serious as that, but I do really believe in it because, I mean, look at trading cards. People are literally paying tens of thousands of dollars for plastic Pokemon cards with, like, as Enigma said, anything that has value, we give it value. If it doesn't have a practical use, like, for instance, gold. I mean, gold has practical uses, but it's very, very slim. Doesn't warrant the price that you pay for an ounce of gold, right? So gold has value because we give it value. It's something shiny. We think it looks nice. It's flashy. So I really do feel like in the next year to 2 years, this is going to be something that's really going to pop off. I think like 90% of the cards are not going to be worth like the crazy prices that people are paying, but there's gonna be like 10% of those cards that I feel are gonna. I'm waiting for the first $1 million Top Shot card.
You gotta wait for the first $1 million transaction. That's what you're really waiting for, because the card itself is worth whatever people are willing to pay for it. You gotta wait for someone to be willing to pay $1 million for something.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that first $1 million buy. I mean, honestly, I think that'll come because this game, honestly, I feel like the sky is the limit, because this is just they're only doing current season right now. I feel like the market they're going to tap, because they're partnering with the NBA. That's how they're doing this. Mm-hmm. The NBA literally has footage from back in like the 80s, right? Their footage goes back decades. I think the market is really untapped until they start putting out throwback players, like actual rookie 2003 LeBron, rookie Carmelo, Jordan, 96 Bulls Jordan. Like, I think when that comes to Top Shot, because I feel like that's honestly the next step.
The next step, yeah, 100%. You know,
when that hits, this is going to be insane. So I'm opening the packs that I can now. I'm not going crazy like other people are. I just feel like this is something fun and something you could potentially make a little bit of money off of if you understand how their market works, and if you quit with the drops, because it's hard to get a pack. I had an account for like 3 weeks and I didn't have a pack. I didn't get one pack. I just got a pack. Yeah, I've had an account for 3 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel like it's the future of collecting. I mean, Logan Paul just put out his own NFT, and they were selling for like 1 Ethereum, which at the time 1 Ethereum was, I think, like $2,000.
Oh my goodness.
And and he made like $3 million, something like that. So I feel like the future of collecting is digital. People laugh at it now because it's something you can't physically hold it. It's not tangible. But I mean, with the digital world, I mean, people used to say that about social media. Social media is not real. You know, turn off the computer. But a lot of things that happen on social media, they heavily affect real life, right?
Advertising is a big one.
Oh my gosh.
Advertising is huge. Advertising completely moved to social media and like the internet because it was way easier to target your specific demographic as opposed to airing on a TV program.
Exactly. Way easier, way more effective. So, I mean, I'm jumping in. You can't even sign up for an account right now because they've shut it down. That's how much demand they've had, which should show you something as well. They don't even have signups anymore. They've temporarily disabled it. So, you know, I really do believe that this is going to pop off. UFC is doing something like this as well. I think baseball said the MLB wants to get in on this too, because, you know, baseball collecting is huge.
Yeah.
Collecting.
Baseball collecting is bigger than baseball is right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, any other thoughts on NBA Top Shot?
No, I think that's everything that I had to say about NBA Top Shot. I think that, like you said, the future is definitely here, and non-fungible tokens, we're gonna start our own NFT, so go ahead and purchase our NFT, the Ramehs Radio NFT.
That'd be fine.
It costs a quarter of a Bitcoin. If 4 people buy it, we'll have a Bitcoin. We'll be rich.
Oh my gosh, that's the dream. That's the dream.
And it looks like that's everything that we have on our show notes today. Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on really quickly before we wrap up the show?
No, I think we've gotten a pretty good guide to everything major that's been happening across pretty much every genre, from music to TV and anime and everything between. You?
No, I think that that's everything that we have to talk about for our first episode of our podcast today. So I'd really like to thank everybody for reaching the end of the first episode of Ramehs Radio. And I really look forward to the next episode of the podcast. I hope that you guys are going to stick along for the ride. Remember to check both of us out at our socials. He got to plug his Twitch channel. I didn't get to. Twitch.tv/UndeadEnigma9. Come check us out. And I'm sure that we're gonna also leave like Twitter links and whatever else that we need to do.
Twitter links, IG links, everything. Go follow me on IG. I post cute pics. I post little videos too.
Yeah, we're a little fresh, we're a little fly, we're a little cute. But with all that being said, thank you to everybody for coming by and checking out the podcast, and we hope to see you on the next episode of Ramehs Radio.
All right, peace.